Welcome to the A Critical Podcast with your hosts, Andrew and Andy, where two absolute morons talk about politics and news. What are we talking about this week, Andrew?
We're going to talk about Barnaby Joyce.
Barnaby
We're going to
Joyce.
talk about Barnaby Joyce, the man accused of raping Toowoomba. Find out his identity. The Tiwi Islanders.
Yeah.
And the RBA governor.
Nice.
Yeah, those are our topics. First off, Barnaby Joyce wants to annex New Zealand.
Beetroot man.
Beetroot man, drunk, loves the nose beers, wants to annex New Zealand.
He knows best.
He knows best. Basically, he's like, oh, it's in our constitution. We can do it. We can make him a part of it. And every politician, even the conservative ones, are like, no.
I don't understand why we'd want to add New Zealand. No offense against New Zealand, but they're an already established country.
They're already established.
They have their own government, their own laws, their own everything. We work together military-wise for the Anzacs because it's in both of our best interests. It's not like we're going to go to war with New Zealand tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I don't understand.
I don't know.
Is it because he wants his dual citizenship back?
I think he wants his dual citizenship back. So back in 2017, he had to renounce his dual citizenship because it was basically a part of things like people were cracking down. The Liberal government, when they were in power, were cracking down on dual citizenship to say, oh, we're going to get rid of all these Labor politicians. We're going to cause elections, blah, blah, blah. They just got rid of a lot of their own politicians.
So was Barnaby born in New Zealand, or he just liked it there?
I don't know. Like it's just kind of like I think he was born there. Because Section 44I of the Australian Constitution says anyone who holds a citizenship of another country is barred from holding public office unless they can show they have taken reasonable steps to renounce their second citizenship.
So I guess maybe he wasn't born in New Zealand, but he liked it?
Yeah, maybe. But like, basically he said, like, unwittingly or not, he's not a New Zealand citizen.
It said he had been made a New Zealand citizen without his knowledge.
How do you do that?
Born in Australia.
Neither I or my parents had any reason to believe that I may be a citizen of another country. I was born in Australia in 1967 to an Australian mother, and I think I'm fifth generation. My father was born in New Zealand, came to Australia in 1947 as a British subject.
Okay, so his dad.
So
was
his
born
dad's
in
a New Zealander, basically.
So he got dual citizenship from his dad, like easy peasy. How do you not know how you get citizenship?
Yeah, unwittingly. He would have gotten.
Dad was a New Zealand citizen, but I have no idea how I'm a New Zealand citizen. Fucking idiot.
Fucking idiot. No wonder he's he's probably a part of the fucking Pakeha that fucking. No wonder he steals so many fucking shit. Do you know what Pakeha is?
No.
It basically is a white New Zealander.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what we call white Australians?
Racist.
Racist. Exactly.
Yeah. Everyone, New Zealand, Australia, everyone said fuck off.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Is he just trying to stir shit up? Is he trying to get away from the fact that he spread lies about the No campaign?
He just says a lot of things, doesn't he? It's like back when Johnny Depp was here and he's like, I'm going to kill your fucking dogs. He's just like, I'm going to kill him. I'm going to fucking get on that plane and fucking kill him.
He hurts my soul, the little man.
Dude, his videos, have you seen his videos that he does? His little vlogs?
He vlogs?
He does vlogs.
Beetroot man.
He's like, I'm so upset. I'm so upset
About what?
about the state of this country.
Oh my God.
So upset about the state of this country. Nobody cares. Look at this drought. And nobody's doing anything about it.
Does he know his government was in power for nearly 10 years?
Yeah.
And
he was making these videos during that time.
The state of the country is
He's like,
his fault.
Oh, this government intervention. It's just ridiculous. This is why we are where we are now.
Yeah, the government's stopping the rain.
Yeah, the government's stopping the rain, mate.
It's like some old man I used to live near. He said every time that airbase goes off and they fly them jets, they're pushing the clouds away.
Some people
it's like to where? How? Do they have cloud nets on their jets?
Some people just say shit. And it's like, no. What? What are you on about?
No, they make logical sense, Andrew.
They make logical sense.
Logical.
Just unlike Barnaby Joyce.
Okay, so this next story, you called it months ago.
Months ago.
You called it. We were talking about the new Queensland laws where you can name and shame people accused of rape going to trial.
Yeah.
And I said, well, there's a big high-profile case in Toowoomba, or you said there was a big high-profile case in Toowoomba.
Yeah, I think I brought it up.
Yeah, and I said, well, we'll have to wait and see. And who was it?
It was Bruce Lehrmann.
You called it.
He was Bruce Lehrmann. And
everyone called it, apparently.
Everyone called it. Everyone was like, literally on Reddit, like before it happened. It's like, high-profile man accused of rape. It's Bruce Lehrmann. Bruce Lehrmann. It's Bruce Lehrmann. Bruce Lehrmann. Because it all came out after he was on a current affair. They couldn't call him not a high-profile man, apparently, because basically the Queensland police would say, okay, like, this is happening. A man is going to court for being accused of rape. They can say a man if it's not a high-profile man. He's a high-profile man because he went on a current affair and he's in the news.
He was a Liberal staffer.
He's a Liberal staffer and he was accused of rape.
And the Brittany Higgins case was huge.
So basically, he was charged almost 11 months ago. He didn't go to court last Thursday on the 26th of October for suppression of his name. So he just, all this entire thing, basically he hasn't rocked up to the whole thing.
Nice.
So he hasn't gone to court, hasn't done anything to try and fight really the charges. He's
letting his lawyers do it.
So he's not putting in a plea as well. He's not putting in a guilty or a non-guilty plea. He's just fighting the charges. And that's because you can't fight. He's trying to say basically, I think he's trying to say that he can't prove that he's not guilty, but he can only just prove that the evidence isn't valid. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really, really fucking dodgy, right?
I do like that his lawyers are like, we're trying to get him not named, like trying to suppress it. And
because basically, dude, most high profile case in Australia, you know, Liberal staffer Brittany Higgins was obviously raped in Parliament House. And obviously this is my opinion. I think she was obviously raped in Parliament House.
She accused him.
And obviously it was a massive thing, security, a massive culture shock, obviously, in through the politics of Australia. And
she wanted it.
Yeah, apparently.
But if you look, and if he did it, she would have followed through with the case.
Yeah. And it's like people have no idea.
It's not like she was getting death threats and fucking people calling her a slut and saying that she's a liar, and the government at the time coming out and saying that would never happen and she's a liar and a thief and all women are liars, and you know, just the mental pressure and everything on her. And
pretty much, you
know, because this scumbag looking rapist, it looks like he rapes people.
He looks like he rapes people.
He looks like you'd have to get a woman drunk to touch him.
But also just okay, a second time it's happened now. Second.
Well,
time.
didn't he do it? Didn't he do it after he was on a current affair?
So no, he did it. Here's the timeline of it. Basically, he's accused of doing it after he was charged with the Brittany Higgins rape. He was charged with it.
Yeah.
Officially charged.
Yeah.
And then he allegedly did it. I think he did it. And then he went on a current affair and said, I'm not a rapist. And here's my side of the story.
And then he did this Toowoomba rape.
And then he did the Toowoomba rape. No. So he did it before that. He did it before he was in a current affair, saying he was a rapist. Wasn't a rapist. Sorry.
I would call him a serial rapist.
You'd think you would call him a serial rapist, right?
Yep.
But it's all allegedly, because he's not a serial rapist, because he hasn't been officially charged on the first Brittany Higgins case. Well, he's been charged, but obviously didn't go to
Brittany
court.
Higgins a civil case, or was she suing him, or was it a federal?
It was a federal crime. He's been charged with a federal crime.
And the only reason they didn't follow through was because she didn't testify.
Well, because obviously she just dropped the case. She dropped the case because she didn't follow through with the court. Because
that sucks.
Yeah.
I feel like you should just be able to charge him without her.
Yeah.
I feel like you should just be able to be like, yo, you 100% do this, you're a criminal.
Yeah. But also, basically, so now he's going to court. Like, it hasn't been announced when the court date will be, but obviously, because the whole thing's been kept up, like, they still keep trying to fight it and defend it, and the laws have changed. It's like, well, you have to say who you are. You can't.
Yeah, his lawyers were trying to suppress it, and the judge was like, pretty much just like, nah, dog.
No, it's not going to happen. Yeah. So it's
his lawyers came out and said, oh, it's unreasonable. We think it'll take a toll on his mental health and his safety and all this. And the judge was pretty much like, boo-hoo, you raped the woman.
Yeah, but it's also like, you obviously, it's like, bro, you've been through this once already. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, no, we'll suppress it.
Well,
Stop.
But now I really wonder what's going to happen with his apparent defamation trial with Brittany Higgins.
Oh, 100%. Because he won't be
this-
able to prove that she defamed him because he's already accused of a rape.
Because it's like, well, then what do you do if people are just going around accusing you of rape? Is that a different precedent? Like, what is that?
Yeah,
Like-
defamation he has to prove that she...
Big yawns. Big yawnies.
Defamation, he has to prove that she negatively affected his life for no reason.
For no reason. But the thing is, as well, is it didn't.
It
Because
has to be. I think it has to be like malicious intent or something like that.
But he got paid. He got paid for the current affair interview.
Mm-hmm. A lot of money.
He got paid a lot of money. I don't know what job he's doing now, but like, you know, all those people that are like, "Oh, I believed you. I believed you. You're hired." Because
Men.
they're all fucking men. Yeah.
Men.
Or if,
women ask for it, mate.
or if they're women, they're kind of like, I don't know, like they're self-hating, misogynistic kind of women.
Mm.
You know those ones.
I don't think a woman's hired him. I don't think any woman would hire him.
I don't think any woman would hire him either.
He
Don't want to be raped.
He looks like he sniffs panties.
He just looks like a real dodgy cunt.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
What a fuck.
We're gonna talk about Tiwi Islands.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Come on, Bruce. Sue me, you fuckhead.
Try it.
Try me, bitch.
Tiwi Islanders.
Yeah, I saw this on the news. It's quite sad.
Yeah, Tiwi Islanders fear Santos pipeline risks committing undersea Juukan Gorge style disaster.
So where are the Tiwi Islands? North Queensland?
Actually, I didn't look that up. It just said Tiwi Islands. Tiwi
North
Islands.
Queensland.
I'm pretty sure.
You haven't been to the Tiwi Islands.
No, I have not been to the Tiwi Islands.
Yeah, spell Tiwi.
Tiwi?
Tiwi.
Tiwi Islands.
Maps. Or is it North and Northern Territory?
North of Darwin.
North Darwin. You know that song?
No.
Oh, it's south of Darwin. But
South of Darwin. What's north of Darwin? The ocean.
Tiwi Islands, fuckhead.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't even know that was a fucking island.
Oh, you didn't know Tiwi Islands were an
I
island?
mean, I knew islands were an island.
No,
I just didn't know that there was a big fucking island above Darwin.
yeah, dog. That's where the Tiwi Islands
That's
are.
where the Tiwi Islands are. Now I know.
Yeah. So Tiwi Islands,
So basically, Santos wants to build a big fucking pipeline
big ass pipeline.
right under their fucking island.
Yeah.
And
To give them gas.
to give them gas. And
To
it's
give
like,
everyone gas.
okay, why?
Industrial. Industrial.
So basically, traditionally the Tiwi Islanders bury their dead under carved and painted poles called Pukumani.
Pukumani.
This ritual protects the living as they pass through.
Nice. I
Yeah.
like that.
So basically, the Tiwi Islanders are saying where the ocean is around the Tiwi Islands, used to be land.
Yeah, because sea level's rising.
Sea levels rose, and like we've lived, like Australians have been on this continent for 60,000 years. They lived here before the Ice Age, before the Ice Age was melting.
Yeah.
And so they're saying that we have our dead buried through this area. And
Yeah, well, it's reasonable to think that because they're ocean-faring people, so they would probably bury their dead near the ocean. There's
Yeah.
more water near there's more greenery near the ocean because of the water.
Yeah.
And I think it's like they were 40% larger or 50% larger or something.
Yeah, so basically the continent was 30 to 40% larger than what it used to be.
So the Tiwi Islands would be quite...
Everything was connected. We used to be connected pretty much with Indonesia. So if you think about that, we all used to be just connected. And yeah, and so basically Santos is saying, no, they're not there. We looked at it and no.
Yeah, they said to an archaeologist, yo, there any bones down there? And the archaeologist was like, nope.
Yeah.
They're like, here's some money. Thanks,
here's
buddy.
some money, thanks.
Well, there's independent research going on now, isn't there?
There is independent. Well, they have put in a application in to get independent research done, and obviously that's being undertaken. And they put an application in with the emergency appeal to stop the pipeline with the federal government. So I don't know which company.
Well, they'd be putting the thing in with the federal government.
Yeah, they're putting it in with the federal government. To
they'd be
basically
saying,
say,
stop
it.
Stop it. I don't like it.
Stop it. I don't like it.
And yeah, and Santos are saying, but we're going to give everyone gas.
Yeah.
And the Tiwi Islanders are saying, why are you building a pipeline through our cemetery?
Why? Why build it?
You know what would be a great group of people to talk to the government about these issues?
Like a voice to parliament?
Yeah, if there was like an Indigenous and Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander group that could be like, hey, this is going on in the Tiwi Islands. We need to do something about that and then pass it on to the government directly. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, wouldn't it be? Or maybe like there'd be a unanimous kind of law being like, you can't build developments on, Indigenous land without their approval.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
That'd be crazy.
It'd be crazy if someone advised the government on that. Maybe a group of elected Indigenous Torres Strait Islanders. Not Indigenous and Torres Strait Islanders, just Indigenous people.
Yeah.
Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe one day.
Maybe.
Gee,
that could have been... What a dream. What a dream.
Fucking dream. So basically, yeah, so Australians have lived on the continent for 65,000 years. Much of the landmass being underwater now. So the Tiwi Islanders was not an island. So basically, the estimated landmass was basically, it was just there.
It was connected to Darwin.
It was connected to Darwin, and they lived around the area and lived and hunted and buried their dead.
And slowly the water took it all away.
And took it all. And it's not unlikely that, that they could find stuff there.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I bet you find stuff there.
So basically, along the Pilbara...
Well, isn't it... people... Santos said, it's too deep. The water's too deep to find stuff.
But then it's like, then why build a pipeline?
Yeah.
It's like, if you can't get things down there, then why are you building a pipeline?
Yeah. Someone said, it's too deep to check. And it's like, well, how did Santos check?
Yeah.
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 It's like, it's too deep to dive. It's too deep to check. And it's like...
But then how can you build a pipeline through water that's too deep?
But like over in Western Australia, they've been finding burials and artifacts and shit off the coast.
Yeah,
I think it's only half the distance down.
So,
but like they've been finding like stuff, so they're like, it's possible, it's there. You got to look harder.
Yeah. So a few years ago, Professor Benjamin, I do not know. In the news story, it just said Professor Benjamin.
Maybe that's his last name, Benjamin.
And I'm thinking, okay, maybe that's his last name. I couldn't look it up because I looked up Professor Benjamin and just came up with like a comic book character.
That's a sick last name, though, Benjamin.
Benjamin.
Like, I love first names as last names. They're sick.
Benjamin.
Because like you got last names that sound like last names, and you can't have them as first names. But like then there's like, you could be Andrew Stevens, or Andrew Johns,
no,
or Andrew Pauls, or Andrew Benjamin. How cool is that? I like that.
That's a good last name.
What?
Hussey.
Hussey?
Hussey. I think that was a cricketer, wasn't he?
I couldn't remember. I couldn't tell you.
You couldn't tell? Okay. Nerd.
No. I mean, no, because I don't
So
know
Professor Benjamin, a few years
random
ago,
cricketer
did find artifacts in the seabed on the Pilbara coast.
Mm-hmm.
They were carbon dated to be estimated to be 9,000 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So it is extremely likely.
It's very possible.
It's very possible that this island, which is like a couple kilometers off from Darwin, could have had land between it.
And to all the people that say, who are going to say, but
Oh,
They're not. They can't go there. They can't. It's not like a cemetery. They can't go there.
No.
It's like that's not the point. It's the point that they're dead or buried there.
Yeah.
It would be like if we had a cemetery. Us whites had a cemetery that was washed away into the ocean or went under a river or some shit or whatever.
Yeah.
That people would be like, can't put a pipeline through there. There's human remains.
Yeah, 100%. But also at the same time, it's like, why does this? It basically everything in Australia seems to be culturally insignificant if it's not protected by white people.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
Don't touch the heritage listed house.
Don't touch the heritage. Like, there's fucking 100 Queenslanders in the centre of Brisbane, and we can't knock them down to build skyscrapers because they're heritage
listed. But Indigenous burial ground, pipeline.
Pipeline, housing development over your cemeteries. Fuck you.
Yeah, if you pay enough money, it's not a Indigenous burial ground.
It's not an Indigenous burial ground. It's a housing development. It's a pipeline. It's a whatever.
Yeah, if you have the money,
it's a Jukin Gorge.
If you have the money, you do whatever the fuck you want.
Do whatever the fuck you want, apparently. But you can't
touch white stuff.
Touch white stuff, and you're fucked, cunt.
No.
You're in jail for life.
No.
I don't even know what the laws are for a heritage listed house. What happens if you touch it?
Oh, you can paint them certain colours and you can do certain alterations, but you can't do too much.
What happens if you fuck up a heritage listed house? I can't type very fast with one hand.
What does happen? Andrew is using Google.
I found...
Yeah, what happens if you touch a heritage listed house?
So for an individual, you get an $80,000 fine and 500 penalty units, whatever that is. I don't know.
500.
And $405,000 for a corporation.
$405,000 is fuck all to Santos.
That is fuck all. That is fuck all to Santos. But also, like...
They're just going to put a pipeline through that fucking heritage house.
Why don't they just do the thing where they just...
Do the thing.
They just do the thing where they just have some arson by some teenagers. It's like, oh no, some teenagers started a fire in this abandoned building in the middle of the Sydney CBD. Because they were just like on a mattress and they set it on fire and
it wouldn't be teenagers. It's like, it would be black teenagers.
Oh, black.
That's how you get it. That's how you do it.
The Aboriginals.
That's how you whip them up.
They're fighting against it.
Whip them old boomers up.
Yep, 100%. Oh, so on a final note.
On a final note, we might have a short episode.
This is going to be a short episode.
A little one.
This is going to be a little one. RBA Governor Michelle Bullock worried ongoing geopolitical shocks will entrench inflation.
Okay. When she became the governor,
yeah,
I was like, she's the deputy. So she's going to run things how old mate ran. What was his name?
He's old news now. I don't even remember.
I'm like, she's going to run it how he ran it.
He's a fucking nerd.
But she hasn't raised the rates at all since she's been in.
No, because it's been a couple months now.
Yeah, but she hasn't lowered them either.
She hasn't lowered them either because you're like, it's working. Let's leave them.
It's working.
But they're not.
You know what'll fix the economic crisis? I have a brilliant solution.
Get rid of billionaires.
No.
What?
It's very simple.
What?
More unemployment.
More unemployment.
Do you know why companies want more unemployment?
Because they can pay you like shit.
Yes. So the justification for companies wanting higher unemployment is that if you're doing job A and you're getting, say, $25 an hour and you complain, right?
Yeah.
You say, I'm going somewhere else and quit.
Yeah.
Or if you don't make my conditions better, I'll quit.
Yeah.
If there's a high unemployment rate, your boss will go, do it. Quit. Please quit. Please do it. Please leave.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
Because then when you quit,
you're replaceable.
They can just replace you with anyone. They'll just go, you know what? Unemployment's at 10%. That's very high. But they're like, fuck, unemployment's super high. You know what?
Yeah.
I'll just go down to the unemployment office, or I'll put a job up on Seek. I'll have 50 applicants. I'll find the best out of those 50 that are unemployed, and I'll say, hey, bud, $18 an hour.
Here you go.
And if that guy doesn't work out, you know what? get a new one.
Yep.
Because, as I was told multiple times when I was younger, still sometimes, you're replaceable.
Yeah.
There's 100 people out there who would like your job. There's 100 people out there who would like money.
Yeah. But now...
So if unemployment's high, you have no negotiating power. You lose all your negotiating power. Even though you may be a skilled worker and it might be a hard job and you need qualifications for it, they will find a way around.
Yep.
Because if unemployment's high, workers' rights go down.
Yep.
Because at the moment, all those strikes in America are working because people are banding together and
they don't have anybody else.
They don't have anybody else.
They don't have anybody else. What are they going to do?
Yeah, exactly.
But also at the same time, a lot of people point out it's like you can't have high unemployment now because where do your profits go?
Yeah.
How do you get your profits if people can't spend money?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like that doesn't work.
No, how you get your profits is you have high unemployment, so you have high staff turnover, so you pay your staff less. So then you get more profits from not having to spend money on wages.
But then nobody's being paid. So it's like it's like that boomer thing where it's like the boomers are the dog and it's like, oh, spend money. I was like, okay, can give money? No, only spend money.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
It's like, but then like they're like, oh, you got to have more unemployed. And it's like, but then who's going to spend the money?
Remember when Kevin Rudd gave everyone that big cash injection?
Yeah, and after the housing crisis,
yeah,
and
it economy was like
economy boomed up.
And during COVID and after COVID, I think it was 70 Western countries used Kevin Rudd's model to boost the economy after and during COVID.
Yeah.
Even the US did it. They all got those stimulation checks.
Yeah, yeah. Donald Trump did something that Kevin Rudd did.
Yeah,
he stole it from Kevin Rudd.
Kevin Rudd came up with, I don't know if he came up with it, but he did this thing that was kind of unheard of in the Western world, which was just give people free money and be like, hey, go spend.
Hey, guess what? You know the economy? You need to spend money to do it. This capitalism system.
You know what would happen if you gave Australians stimulation checks now? If you gave them $1,000 or something,
yeah,
they would all put it in the bank.
Oh, 100%. That's the only reason.
And especially boomers. Boomers would be like, $1,000.
Put it in the bank.
Put it in the bank. Don't touch it. What do you do with it? Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
Don't touch it.
That's emergency money.
Well, that's remember...
What if the house burns down? I need $1,000 to replace it. That's how much it cost me 10 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Remember during the pandemic, where people forget, we upped the Centrelink rate.
Yeah, we upped the Centrelink payment.
We had JobKeeper.
We were paying companies to stay open.
Yeah.
Which Harvey Norman fucking made a bucket off of.
100%.
Harvey Norman was like, "Whoa, our profits are fucking shit, bro."
Yeah,
and we need to keep.
And we nobody's shopping at fucking Harvey Norman.
And we need to keep everyone employed. And you know what? Harvey Norman fucking blew it out of the goddamn park that year. They should not have qualified for the JobKeeper at all.
No. But also at the same time, can you imagine what we would have been like if the Australian government didn't go to that level?
Oh, we'd be done.
Like
me and my wife would have been fucked.
Oh, we would have been fucked. We were both working during that time, and I remember there was a time where we're like, "Are we going to come into work this week?"
Well, no,
it's are we going to be going to work next week? Are we going to get fired?
If you remember, part of our company who couldn't go into work went to JobKeeper.
Yeah.
But they fought for us because we work outside.
Yeah.
And away from people.
Yeah.
So they were like, "Oh, you can stay open." But I was in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the bush, no one around, and I had to wear a mask. And if one person saw me not wearing a mask, it was like fucking sirens.
Oh, mate,
that
whole thing.
I would have given a kangaroo fucking COVID faster than a person.
I think
it was like, if anyone sees you without a mask, we're done. We have to shut down. You're not getting paid.
Yeah, exactly right. But also remember there was a period where in Queensland, if you didn't wear a mask in your car, when you're the only person in your car, you were given a fine.
I don't remember that.
Do you not remember that?
I never wore a mask in the car.
Did you not? There was a period.
If it was me and my wife in the car and my son, I wouldn't even wear a mask.
There was
I'd
a period.
Only wear it when I went out.
This is very, very, very early pandemic where they just started imposing laws.
Oh, okay. So here's why.
Why?
Because my son was a newborn.
Yeah.
I didn't go anywhere.
No, you didn't.
I was at home.
But this was 2020.
What was I doing then?
He wasn't born yet then.
No, but what was I doing that I don't remember these laws?
You were going to TAFE. I don't know. You should remember these laws. Because you had to drive to TAFE with a mask. I remember you complaining to me about it.
No, I never wore a mask.
You just don't remember that. You just blocked out that part.
Probably. It's like, you know that time skip theory that they have for people our age? How it's like you went into COVID in your early 20s and now you're in your late 20s and you're like, what the
Dude, yeah, right?
It's like...
It's 2023 already.
It's like, did I do so? What did I do with... Like,
you know what's weird?
When I'm older...
Months, it's going to be 2024.
Yeah, when I'm older, my son's going to be like, what did you do during the pandemic? I'll be like, fucking nothing.
We did nothing. The economy was fucked and we couldn't afford anything.
Granddad, what'd you do in your mid-20s? I sat around and watched fucking TV shows because I couldn't go anywhere. And I called my friends on Discord.
Yeah.
Like, I video called all my friends and my family.
Played a lot of single-player games. I just smashed a lot of Assassin's
But see,
Creed.
because we worked, right?
Yeah.
Everyone talks about, oh, we had the lockdown and I grew my lockdown hair and I did all this stuff in lockdown.
I learned how to bake bread.
Yeah.
Like, that would have been nice.
Yeah. You know what I did in lockdown? I worked. My wife was considered essential, so she worked. So we both just worked.
We just worked.
And then we had a kid, and then we just kept working.
Yeah.
And like I talked to people who were like in Melbourne, and they were like, oh, you know, I did all this during lockdown, and I learned a language, and I did all this. And I'm like, I just worked. I did my normal day, but I couldn't like stop at the shops on the way home. I just had to go straight home.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that was it.
You could go to you couldn't go to the shops that were on the way home. You had to go to the shops that were within 10 kilometers of your home.
Yeah.
That didn't make sense to me.
No, but like,
because people were getting fines for going to the shops that were on the way home from work.
Yeah.
There was crazy times.
Yeah.
Isn't it just weird?
I mean, like, look, the lockdowns and the masks and everything helped.
They did help.
Like,
but
I mean, like
sitting in your wearing a mask in your car by yourself. There's like, I 100% understand.
I see the like, if you look at the difference between like states that opened up and other states that didn't open up, I'm quite happy that we were in Queensland. Anastasia Palaszczuk held it together quite well. Oh, did you see? Okay, just adding another topic.
Yeah.
Have you seen the news? I don't know if I talked about this already, but they keep going on and on about how everyone hates Anastasia Palaszczuk. How everyone hates Anastasia Palaszczuk.
Yes.
And how they keep going on.
They're like, is she gonna be the leader of the Queensland party?
Is the deputy leader gonna take over? And they ask the deputy leader, and he's like, no, we're happy. No. They're like, is there any discourse in the party that you're gonna get rid of Anastasia? And he's like, no, we all like her. And then they ask the public, and they're like, do you hate Anastasia Palaszczuk? And they're like, huh? And they're like, what do you think of the opposition leader? I don't even know his fucking name. I don't know the cunt's name.
No.
That's how little I care.
I think it's Stephen Miles.
I'll put his name on the screen. I'll put it right here. Like, tick, 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 tick. Or maybe I won't.
Maybe.
If I remember.
Is it the deputy Labour leader? No, I think Stephen Miles is the deputy Labour leader.
But you know what? I think Anastasia's doing a good job. Look, there's things that I criticize her about.
She's doing all right.
Selling Queensland Rail. What the fuck?
I think she might.
What the fuck?
Wasn't that Anna Blow?
No.
Yeah, I think that was.
I thought it was Anastasia Palaszczuk.
That was ages ago, dude. I don't think that was during Anastasia's tenure.
Hit the Googs.
All right, we're going to Google.
Hit the Googs. Do you want me to hold your mic?
Yeah, hold on, Mike. So we're going to Google.
Hit the goggle. Who sold Queensland Rail?
Who sold Queensland Rail? Who sold Queensland Rail? 2010.
Holy shit. 2000. Oh, it feels like that was yesterday.
Yeah, as I said, I think
that's
I'm
13 years ago.
Who privatised Queensland Rail?
13 years ago.
Queensland government in June 2009.
Now you gotta Google who was the premier in 2009. I don't think it was Palaszczuk. She hasn't been.
No, that's what I mean. Who was?
God, you don't know how to type.
I'm left-handed with my typing. Premier. I'm left-handed with my typing. Anna Bligh, I told you. Damn. Yeah, Anna Bligh.
Why am I remembering it as Anastasia Palaszczuk?
A woman. You sexist pig.
Fucking women in politics, mate.
Apparently. And then we had Campbell Newman, and he had like one term.
That's why, because I completely blocked out that Campbell Newman was in. I was like,
he did nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Okay. So.
Yeah.
So what did Anastasia do that I'm mad at?
What's the coal mine called?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
That's
she was
what I
like
meant.
bringing in that coal mine, and everyone was like, "We don't want it. We don't want this." And it's like, "Yeah, you do. You do.
want it. You want it.
You want it.
want jobs.
My boyfriend owns the works for the company. It's fine.
You want jobs.
You want jobs."
Okay, continue on with the RBA governor.
That's pretty much it. She's just saying inflation's going to rise because
The war in Middle East,
the war in the Middle East,
Ukraine.
war in Ukraine, supplies aren't back to what they...
Isn't someone always at war somewhere that's affecting prices? Fuel has dropped though.
Fuel has dropped.
A little
it's
bit.
like, we have huge amounts of supply of things, but the supply is down. It's like, huh?
No, we have huge amounts of supply, but we understand the demand is less than the supply. So we just raise the price for profit.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Profit.
So, like...
That's all these fuckwits care about.
So, in the news story I read about, like, why she's, like, raising the prices, and it's like, okay. But then it's like, okay, this is what causes inflation. It's like, it's basically the supply-demand of it.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, but there's a massive supply. How does that work?
So, okay, here's another thing. Interest rates, record high, right?
Yeah.
Why do we have high interest rates? So people won't spend money.
Yeah.
People won't get loans.
Yeah.
Don't get a loan, you can't afford it. Don't get a loan, you can't afford it.
Yeah.
Do you know what's going up? The amount of people getting home loans.
The amount of people getting home loans.
Because, do you know why I think it is?
Why?
Because they go, do I pay, $2,500 a month on renting and pay off someone else's mortgage? Or do I pay $2,500 and pay off my own fucking mortgage?
I'm also thinking that there are some people who are trying to take advantage of the rental market at the moment.
Bro, there's so many people taking...
And they're trying to go, if I buy a 4-bedroom house, I've got 4 studio apartments there.
I saw a rental the other day.
Yeah.
And it was 3-bedroom, duplex, $235 a week. I was like, steal. This must be like Commission House or something.
Mm.
And I'm reading through. No. It's $235 for a bedroom in the duplex.
What?
So the duplex is lounge room furnished, kitchen furnished.
Yeah.
A duplex, mind you, so tiny.
Yeah.
Right? And they're renting individual rooms. But they don't live in the duplex. This is not someone who's living in like bedroom 1 or whatever.
Yeah.
This is someone who owns that half of the duplex and is renting out the individual rooms in the duplex for $235 each. So for a 3-bedroom duplex in our area, it's like $400 to $500 for 3 bedrooms.
Yeah.
If you take 235 and times that by 3,
that's a lot of fucking money.
You're at $690. You're at $700 for that duplex a week.
They got to make a profit though. They got to make.
And it's like you furnish your own bedroom, but you get to share the space. It's called shared living. It's like, no, cunt. It's called a duplex. That's meant to be for a family, but you're tricking people.
See, I think people misunderstood the point of shared living. It's not. You don't charge.
You don't want to do shared living.
The thing is, as well, is like you don't want to do it, but also
it should be cheaper.
It should be cheaper because you're not charging at the same rate as someone for a full house.
Exactly.
Or a full apartment.
Exactly.
It doesn't make any sense. Oh. All right, so that's it for this week on the A Critical podcast. Next week, we're going to be talking about a bunch of other shit. About the Wiggles, about councils, and about a army dude that is in a lot of trouble. Bye.